Good afternoon. It's our Tuesday, 3 p.m. It is time to address critical issues that our client brought to us. Can I still do mark-to-market? What is mark-to-market? Mark-to-market simply means to mark your transaction to a market value. It is type of accounting method change for how you account your income and your expense. So obviously it's related to trade losses and trading losses related to the traders who trade stocks online. So now let's go to exactly the core question we got here is exactly, can I deduct losses I have via mark-to-market method? Can you? Can you do that for 2024? The answer is not as simple for Ying to say yes or no. The answer is, let me tell you what needs to be done before you can deduct, and then we go from there. How about that? All right, let's just quickly go through our afternoon learning content. This is our website, ladies and gentlemen. You can make appointment with me right there on the appointment button. You can literally click that, look at my calendar, book the time. If you have mark-to-market related questions, just want your own specific situation be answered, there you go. You have me. And of course, after every webinar, we put our content into the YouTube channel. You have it. You can find them there. Just don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And about our firm, and I'm just going to say to you that we are a medium-sized CPA firm, and we are in we have 5 different branches in 4 different states. Texas, California, Iowa, Minnesota. All right, this is the 2 books I wrote. I'm doing the number 3, just so you kind of know who I am. And of course, all the webinar content we speak here is free knowledge for you. So you really want to take into you with grain and salt, and don't just apply because you heard someone saying that. No. And of course, the content we put out, we already did our due diligence and we knew it is right. But when you apply the knowledge, sometimes it doesn't go like the knowledge itself is wrong. It is the prerequisite of the knowledge wasn't done right. So when you apply for it, it won't be correct. So with that said, again, wanting you to be aware of you need professional help. You need professional help, and don't go without it. Now, to know yourself, whether you're a trader or you're an investor. So what is the best way to say I am an investor? In everyday life, if your investment was done by a financial planner you know, and they invested for you, you're an investor. You're a passive income earner, and you're not a business person running tradings. But what about traders? Traders are the one really go in and out the stock market and trading on daily basis, making money, losing money on the daily basis. So traders are the one that devoting a lot more time, a lot more energy running it as a business, right? So what kind of a limit the investor has and what kind of limit the trader has? So let me put it this way. If you are an investor, you have this 3,000 capital loss limitation. You can't really deduct more. Let's say you have a loss of 10,000. So if you are an investor, you deduct 3,000 out of your W-2 income. That's the most you can do. So you have 7,000. It's just not there anymore for you to deduct, and it got pushed back to the back burner. And the next year, if you made capital gain, then that would come out to offset the capital gain. But it has a limitation to be deducted. But if you are a trader and you're in business of trading, then you have the $10,000 losses. That loss is a business loss. That's why it can offset any other income you have, whether that is gambling income or W-2 income, or maybe even K1 or whatever you have, and it's going to offset. So this is the main difference. So that's why people who lost money in investment think of mark-to-market, because that allows you to deduct it without limitation, because you are deducting it as a business loss. But who can do the mark-to-market election? One, can you do it? And it is super good solution for everyone who have lost big in the stock market. It's not a cookie cutter approach. Really, I'm not sure a mark-to-market election it is good solution for you, even though you lost $10,000, because you may be making $20,000 next year. When you do your 2025 stock trading, you make $20,000 gain. So the $20,000 gain could offset the 10,000, the 7,000 losses, and then the other one, and you pay for income tax because it's a short-term gain. You pay regular income tax, right? But if you made a mark-to-market election, it is actually a regular income, even though you could qualify a lower tax bracket for capital gain, because capital gain, remember, the long-term capital gain is actually 20%. So even though you qualify for that, you don't anymore because they are regular business income. So there's really a calculation need to come in, and what account you want to make a mark-to-market election. Mark-to-market election is not like overall election. It is not a election like a cash method accounting, accrual method accounting. They're not overall election. They're election on your bank account, on your investment account. If you have two investment accounts, one is short term, one is long term, and your mark to market is going to, you can elect just that short term. You don't have to elect the long term. Okay? So the best analogy is that mark-to-market election is only treating, part of your life, but it's not changing your whole life. It is just like selective, right? Don't think that was a good analogy, but I don't really have a good one pop into my head. And what happened to my losses if I elect mark-to-market? You write it off. There's no more $3,000 limitation. When do you elect? If you have 2024 losses, your election should have been done in April 2024. Did you hear me? The election you do in April 2025 is only going to help you in 2025 tax return. Doesn't go back to 2024. Okay? Let's make sure our timeline is so clear. There is 4 total steps to make mark-to-market election. The first 2 steps must be done in the same year where your losses reside. So the losses from 2024, that means the first step election should be done in April 2024. Your losses in 2024, that means your second step, which is to inform the brokerage company to change your accounting method, that must be done in 2024. So let me go to the next slide. Make election. That is your election of 475 F election. That needs to be done before April 15, 2024, when you file your 2024 tax return. Even if you file extension is okay too, but you still need to get that done before April 15. The number 2 step is the brokerage account update. You need to inform your brokerage account, financial institution, TD Ameritrade, for example, to tell them that you elected to be mark-to-market for this particular account. So when they send you a statement, it'll be like this. All right. So I know the TD Ameritrade had already updated their method, because this is the one that actually from 2022 they changed it and then they further improved it. Right now it's a lot more pages than this one. So they are going to treat you as a mark-to-market elector. That's why you actually need this type of statement to file your tax return. Those has to be happening, already done in 2024. Now, the third step is the one that get a lot of people unsure about what to do. This is to file 3115 form for 2024 tax return. Right now we're in 2025. Your 2024, we're working on it, right? So if you did an election, you changed your brokerage firm or updates already, then now your third thing to do. There's 4 things we have to do. This is number 3. The third thing we have to do is to file this form. And I want to tell you that this is not an easy form, okay? But you want to make sure you walk through the form 3115, and this is the section of 481A adjustment is the key. And I have the form here. This is the first part of the form I took a picture of because I want you to remember that 64. So that is a little hard for our day traders to find. They don't know which number to choose, and the IRS instruction was so long and they can't find them. So that's 64. You just need to, this form is filed for people who had elected to be mark-to-market accounting method for that brokerage account. So make sure you know that. And if you just said, if you did election and everything, but you just needed this to be done and you want, your CPAs to take care of it, you can ask your CPA firm whether they're familiar with Form 3115. I don't know for sure, but I think TurboTax don't have this form because I have helping someone trying to get the work done, but, for whatever reason, the person who want me to help could not find 3115 form in TurboTax. So I don't know whether they don't have it or that client just didn't really find it properly. All right, the last step, folks, that is your number 4, Form 4797 Part 2. Okay, I have a lot to say about right here because once you turn yourself into a day trader, I know in your mind you're thinking about yourself as a self-employment, right? You're self-employed, you're a business owner, and that's all correct. If you file your day trading transactions under 4797 Part 2, you don't pay self-employment income on the gain. But if you file them under Schedule C, as your income, and then if your expenses are not big enough that to offset your income to 0, you will pay self-employment tax on the income that you made from day trading. So that is the difference between, some people argue that, I should do Schedule C because I'm a day trader, I do business. So my day trading income or losses is Schedule C thing. Okay, fine. And you can do Schedule C, and you can even pack more expenses into it. But know that if you have a gain, that Schedule C will trigger self-employment tax, right? So you will pay self-employment tax one day when your day trading activity made a lot of money and you follow your path. You filed a Schedule C before, so you're going to continue doing that. And then you will be paying self-employment tax. But if you do it 4797, always treat it as your day trader under 1040, under your personal return, but just day trader without without activating the business side of deduction piece, then there's no self-employment tax for you to do. But of course, you can also set up a company that is not part of your 1040. Am I right? But just remember, if you set up an investment company, your accounting method can be determined on the first day. You don't need to do elections or whatsoever, and you can just determine that on the first day of your forming the company. But later, if you form the company, you forgot to do that, it is accounting method, cash method, and then you just file 3115, just like how you do that in the personal tax return, right? The number 3 step. So what I'm trying to say to you is that as a business, if you have a business and you will elect the accounting method as normal, you don't really need to do that election because that 475 election is really made for the individual tax return for individual investor, individual day trader. All right. So once you have a business, of course, you can trade, and your natural income expense flow will be like in business. So you will just have a business tax return and give yourself a K1 to as whatever left over in the company, or you can even make it not a K1 company, make it a C corporation. So whichever way you want to establish your business, there's ways to do that. All right. So this seminar we have is really just to get you the understanding of mark-to-market. And you have many routes you can go. I have given you, the understanding in this quick 20 minutes, and you have it. But just again, I want to say that you come to us for 2024 tax return, and you got a huge amount of losses, but you did not elect 2024 of mark-to-market, then you cannot treat those losses as a business loss. Okay, but if you say, well, I set up a company in September to invest, so I can treat from September to December as a mark-to-market. Absolutely. Because you can elect that accounting method on the first day, the first time you file your tax return. So we would have that in for you to file your tax return, right? But you don't want to always think of losses. What if you're just going to make so much money? And I would want you to not end up paying so much taxes unnecessarily. So it is a great consideration. It is important determination whether you want to do mark-to-market under 1040 or mark-to-market under business, whether you want to do it under your name or you want to do it under your business name. And there is so much of consideration you can do. And I want to make sure that you have us to open the door for you to explain what needs to be done. And we are very well known on the internet for knowing the answers. So you will be part of the team who come to us and know that we have answers for you. Now, remember that website I told you earlier, communitycpa.com? There is a button on top called appointment. If you pull that up, is the list of the partners, and you have me there. If you click me, you will see my calendar. And when you book, you can book based on my calendar what time we can meet. And obviously, there's a fee for this service because every question we answer, every advice we give you, and we are responsible because now we know details of your situation, so we can be more precise and more tailored to what you need to accomplish and what you need to do. All right, our last page is our website. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I really appreciate you, and I care about to deliver the knowledge to your hand. Whether you work with us or not is not even relevant. And what relevant is that you have the knowledge, you have the power to make the right decision. And you can email Catherine at communitycpa.com, and she will put your question. If it is a question that really asks a lot, we actually will bring it to the webinar. So our webinar is literally a place to answer questions to everyone. And hopefully that is exactly how you learned what you need to do. And our phone number 515-288-3188. That is the number available to you with a real person answering your calls Monday to Saturday. We open on Saturday year round, not just for tax season. We are actually works for all seasons. So I hope that you get the encouragement. There are still people, professionals are willing to take on new accounts, and we're still working full speed. We're not retiring. We're not disappearing. We're just different. So I hope that you come to us, and I will talk to you again on Saturday at 3 p.m. my time, your time, the learning time. See you again. Bye-bye.